First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakat Kwadash, and the ourselves great millstone, while unto his truth. And also to those elect that is scattered abroad, I like to say Shalom, and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson to the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of today's lesson is Watchman Report, Texas Wildfire. So I like to say Shalom to all I listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, I have a quick news article here by Texas Tribune. Texas wildfire continue growing as firefighters struggle to contain massive panhandle blaze. The five fires have burned more than 1 million acres, more than double the land mass of Houston, as residents have fled all shelter in place. Said Lubbock, Texas, 5 raging wildfires in the Texas Panhandle collectively worsened Wednesday and have already burned more than 1 million acres of land, an amount of land that nearly as big as the Grand Canyon National Park. Wow. The Smokehouse Creek fire, which started Monday afternoon in Hutchinson County, grew from 100,000 to 500,000 acres within 24 hours, according to Texas A&M Forest Service. By Wednesday afternoon, the fire burned 850,000 acres. It is the second largest wildfire in Texas history and was only 3% contained. Another fire in Moore County, about 35 miles west of Hutchinson County, has burned 142,000 acres since Monday. Say it was 30% contained by Wednesday afternoon. Governor Greg Abbott issued a disaster declaration covering 60 counties in response to the wildfire activity, calling for the Texas Division of Emergency Management to send additional resource and firefighters to the panhandle. So we're seeing that these things right here are constantly happening left and right. So this kind of reminds me of what happened in Maui, Hawaii, and also in Chile. So we seeing that, these things are constantly popping up. All of a sudden that Governor Greg Abbott, went to just secure the border, and all of a sudden now Texas is on fire. Is this a coincidence, or is this been by design or manufactured? But one thing about it is that we knowing that these that come into play. What I'm thinking about is these direct energy weapons. So we already knowing that, hey man, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So we seeing that they said over 1 million acres of land has been burned. So we seeing that, things are constantly picking up in Texas. Could this start to be the beginning of what? Civil unrest? Never know, so we're not ignorant of Satan's device. We know a lot of things is constantly happening left and right. And also, I know that a nearby nuclear weapon facility was shut down. I think a ammunition plant was shut down that was very close to that region. So we knowing that these things are constantly picking up. We seeing all sorts of events, all sorts of calamity, one behind another every day, over here in the panhandle of Texas. So they're not really saying too much about it. It's not really in the media. So we know that this started Monday and it's constantly continue. It's constantly spread. They said it's spread as far as I think Oklahoma. So these things don't constantly pick up. These wildfires. Is it by design? But it's by design of who? Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? And the Lord has not done it. Shall evil be done in the city? And the Lord has not done. So the Lord is constantly visiting the earth that he created. We're seeing that left-hand energy is constantly working left and right. So we're seeing that our facility was shut down. Also, a lot of livestock and crops was burnt up, and some livestock was was moved to other fields because, you know, it was getting very close. So we seeing a lot of those things are happening. A lot of evacuations are going on there also. So we seeing these things are constantly happening left and right. So we know we had a lot of forest fire last year. Now all of a sudden in 2024, right here at the end of February, I think it's February the 28th. And we seeing that these things are constantly picking up. So we know that 2024, you know, is constantly popping left and right. So we seeing that that Satan is trying to get that advantage, you know, total control. We seeing it happening right before our eyes. And all these things are constantly happening in Texas. So we already know what happened with Governor Abbott when he secured the border and he went against what Biden wanted to do. He would not let those, those federal border patrol agents back in there. So now all of a sudden this doesn't happen. So yeah, once again, we're not ignorant of his devices, his plan, his plot, his agenda. So we seeing these things are constantly happening left and right, you know. So a lot of livestock was moved. Also, we know a lot of crops and also a lot of acres of land, millions of acres of land was burnt up, you know. So hey, we seeing it left and right. This man is constantly destroying the earth. And also we know that the earth is all out of course. It's all out of order. We seeing all the earth is bad. We seeing all sorts of strange weather pattern. As already was saying, there's a lot of strong wind. Also, they got that area on a tornado watch. So a lot of things are constantly happening left and right. So we seeing that these things are constantly picking up left and right. We knowing that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. So we'll get a quick precept. Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians. I just said it a while ago, might as well bring it out. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Let's start up here, get a quick precept before we start today. It reads that, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his device. So you already know the physical counterpart of Satan is the modern day so-called white man, which in fact is Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And out of the Bible, we're seeing that he's constantly bringing forth all these chaotic events, you know, order out of chaos, you know, calamities and catastrophes all around the world. So we seeing, hey man, fires constantly burning right there in Texas. You know, how they saying because of climate change. They are saying because of the wind or this or that, you know. So hey, one thing about it, he's trying to get that advantage. He want total control. We seeing it constantly working left and right, order out of chaos. So let's read this again. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his device, his plan, his mindset, his agenda. You know what I'm saying? What is that plan? Total control. You know, we already know that we're getting very close to all hell breaking loose. You know, last year we had a lot of fire was just burning all across America. Well, really all across the world, a global event. So we seeing that 2024 is constantly picking up. We seeing that things are constantly intensify. So now we'll start today's video, and after today's video, we will start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Multiple spots, Alan, multiple spots. We can't hold it.
Firefighters in the Texas Panhandle racing through miles of flames, struggling to get them under control. The Smokehouse Creek fire is the largest. It started on Monday in Hutchinson County and has already burned more than 850,000 acres. That is bigger than the state of Rhode Island.
It was absolutely unreal.
Dozens of homes and businesses have been destroyed, forcing residents to leave everything behind. Before Teresa Rankin got away, she watched as her home of 38 years went up in flames.
My son, I was FaceTiming him. He's in the service. And he said, Mom, leave.
As fast-moving flames quickly spread over dry grassland, cattle ranchers near Sinton, Texas, released livestock to escape the flames. North of Amarillo, operators at a nuclear weapons facility were forced to temporarily pause operations.
We have evacuated our personnel, non-essential personnel, from the site, just in an abundance of caution.
Today, schools in the area were closed, and residents who didn't get out in time are being told to shelter in place.
We asked them to leave because it's a very dangerous situation.
The fires have jumped into western Oklahoma, where more than 30,000 acres have burned. Homeowner Teresa Rankin will rebuild.
You know, you got a choice. You can either get bitter or get better. I'm getting better.
Here in Teresa Rankin's house, this is 38 years of memories, just reduced to ash. There is a bit of good news here. We do have only one injury in all of this. That was a minor injury with a first responder. The wind is dying down, and the rain, Nora, is on the way.
Sending prayers to all the good people in the Lone Star State. Dave Melkoff, thank you.
Doesn't this situation in Texas remind anyone else of Maui or more recently Chile? I don't know, you tell me. It just looks almost identical to those situations. Very strange stuff, to say the least. Now, I know that the Panhandle is known for, fires, and I know Texas is known for wildfires and stuff like that, but this just seems a little too weird, and it seems like another case of Mountain Dew. I will let you put two and two together on that, but it's just strange. The whole entire thing is very odd, and it is very reminiscent of Maui and more recently Chile. I mean, even look at this. Does this look natural to you? It doesn't to me, but who am I? I'm just a guy making videos and pointing out stuff and questioning things. I mean, Elon Musk tweeted this out 2 weeks prior to this happening. So, again, I'm just questioning things. I will let you decide. Comment down below.
This is up to 850,000 acres right now. So if you live anywhere near this region, you need to evacuate immediately. They did shut down the nuclear weapons facility nearby, but that doesn't mean that they're in the clear. Here's some of the counties that are currently being affected. By the way, it's only at 3% containment. There's also going to be tornado warnings in and throughout this area. Here's a better map in relation to the surrounding areas and states. Now, the direction of this can change at any moment with the current conditions and the high winds. Meanwhile, Mr. Joe and Mr. Donald were set to arrive tomorrow, Thursday, February 29th, to Brownsville, Texas, to check out the border situation. So is it any coincidence that thousands and thousands of acres are on fire currently with hardly any containment? A day before these two were supposed to arrive. We'll see. Are they both still on their way? Is only one of them going to show up? Only time will tell. Warn all of your family and friends to get out of this area immediately.
So we seeing that, these things are constantly picking up left and right. And also the video not shown is had a Simpson video clip that was saying the same thing about this Texas wildfire. So we already know that these things have been engineered and manufactured from the left-hand side, but all through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Abishai. The Lord is in perfect control. The Lord is is visiting the earth that he created. So we'll start today's lesson in Micah, in Micah chapter 2, Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. And it reads, said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Who hand? The wicked, the modern day so-called a white man, Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. The power is in his hand. So we already knowing that harp manipulating weather machine, also this what they call this these direct energy weapons, they're working overtime. We seeing that the power is in his hand, but only for a short season. We knowing that the devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath, one mischief behind another. And one thing about it, we knowing that he's seeing that his days are determined, and these things don't constantly pick up, because he still want that total control. We already knowing where all this is leading to. So let's read this again. It said, woe to them that devise iniquity. Woe mean destruction, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And about they practice each and every day. They constantly work wickedly. He cannot rest. He got to constantly divide something each and every day. He constantly saying, it's a strong wind, it's caused a climate change, or it was some type of tornado activity. But one thing about it, we seeing that he constantly trying to get that advantage. So we already know that Texas right now is a hot spot. And one thing about it, we knowing that these evils are constantly growing, and also this could cause civil unrest, even civil war. But we're gonna measure the time time diligently. We seeing this happening left and right. He constantly devises these wicked plans. So now let's go here to Proverbs chapter 4. Proverbs chapter 4. Yeah, the symptoms always be spot on. So we already know, hey man, what's going on. The power is in his hand. Let's go here. Proverbs chapter 4, and we'll start up at verse 16. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 16. And it reads, said, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Verse 17, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. So that's what we're seeing, right, left and right. And then also, I think it was reports, I don't know, have it been confirmed that one was dead. So we got to wait and see on that, constantly follow. And also these wildfires, so-called wildfire, they're constantly burning as we speak. It constantly what? Spreading. He constantly what? Destroying the earth. And one thing about it, he's the what? Harbinger of death. Everywhere he go, death and hell follow him. He cannot sleep unless he calls someone to fall. Each and every day, he loved the what? The bread of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says in Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10, never trust thy enemy, as iron rusts, show is his wickedness. So we seeing this man on display each and every day. The Lord is constantly making Esau bare and bare. And also what the writing is on the wall. So let's read this again at the top. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and they sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. We're seeing it right now. Verse 17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. You know what I'm saying? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. The Bible is spot on. We're seeing it left and right. So these evil going to constantly grow left and right. Things are constantly what? Increasing. We're seeing it left and right, getting, worse and worse. So we seeing that this time is coming upon us at a fast pace. Watch, pray, and be sober. Tribulation is coming left and right. So now a lot of people are displaced. They was in their security, but now they got to look for a place to stay. They got to go find resource and things. But things are going to constantly pick up. The scourges are constantly increasing. But a lot of people are not mindful. Say, man, we see it happening right before our eyes. So now let's go here to Isaiah chapter 29. Isaiah chapter 29. Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6. And it reads, said, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storms and tempests, and the flame of devouring fire. So we seeing this right now. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. Shall a what? Trumpet be blown in the city? Shall evil be done in the city? And the Lord has not done it. So we know that the Lord is visiting the earth. UFO sites are all across the world. The eyes of the Most High is constantly beholding the good and evil. The Lord shall visit by thorn. These thunder, Salakia, these different weather patterns. Something one day it's cold, one day it's hot. So you don't know the times in the season. That's why the earth is all out of course. The Lord's got to return and set everything back in order. Or earthquakes in diverse places. We're seeing that's happening all across the world. Every day some earthquake is being reported in some part of the earth. Global events are happening left and right. Great noise. That great noise goes into this nuclear. This final war, which in fact is World War III, this nuclear exchange, Those IBCM missiles, they'll get ready to fly. And also we know that it was in the news, there were reports that Russia is warning NATO and also America. They're constantly getting so close to their borders. So we seeing that things are constantly picking up. And said with storms and tempests. So, they are on a tornado watch over there in Texas. You know what I'm saying? These storms, these weather storms are constantly popping up left, right, strong winds, rain, hail, thunder. You know what I'm saying? These storms and tempests, tornadoes, hurricanes, a lot of things are happening. And also we know that they have that hot weather manipulate machine, but it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh. The Lord's in perfect control. And it said that flame of divine fire, that's the indignation of Yahweh. Also, these divine fire also could go into those IBCM missiles, laser and chariot fire. Also, wildfire. So that's a divine fire also. So the Lord is, is constantly visiting the earth that he created. We are upon judgment. The Lord is getting ready to bring it. He's getting ready to increase it. You know what I'm saying? The body count is getting ready to be great. And we're constantly seeing what's going on in Texas. I think last year It was in Canada, New York. It's all sorts of things. And over in California, now in Texas. Also, I think it was in Florida. It was burning going on down. Also in Louisiana. I did a lesson on that called Louisiana on Fire. So, hey, man, we seeing that he's trying to get that advantage. We're seeing it right before our eyes. So now, let's go here to Ecclesiasticus, Sirach chapter 10. Sirach chapter 10 and verse 10. Sirach chapter 10, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 10. And it reads that the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. So we already know who that physician is. That's our Lord and Savior and our great deliverer, Yahushua Mashiach. He's getting ready to cut off that long disease. What is that long disease? Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of, the one that's constantly destroying the earth. We seeing that he's burning out all the forests, all the trees, cutting down all the trees, burning up all the farmland, destroying the land, putting poison in the air, poison in the water, also poison in our food. He's that disease that is getting ready to be cut off, and we cannot wait. And right now, he's the modern day so-called Pharaoh. He's the king. He's constantly is given into his hand for a short season, but tomorrow he shall die. And one thing about it, the Lord's getting ready to cut him off forever, man. We cannot wait. Let's read this again. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 10, Sirach. It said, the physician, which in fact is Yahushua, cutteth off a long disease, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. That's the so-called white man. One thing about it, we know right now, the earth was given into his hand only for a short season. That's why right now the power is in his hand. He's got all these different this technology, these direct energy weapons, these AI robotics, transhumanism, all these different things he's trying to bring into play. He's getting ready to use that sword in a big way, which in fact was one of his blessings when you go to Genesis chapter 27, I believe, around 27, around verse 39 through 42. And one thing about it, we're seeing that he's getting ready to use it in a big way, but the Lord is getting ready to cut him off. That long disease that's constantly destroying the earth. That's why the earth is all out of course, because the wicked is constantly reigning right now. But one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to cut him off forever. We cannot wait. So now let's go here to Revelation. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 18. 11 and 18. So let me get down here to it. And it reads that, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servant, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name. That's the elect, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Now, who is that? That is the modern day so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So Lord's getting ready to destroy him that destroys the earth. So we're seeing that we're coming upon this time. We are coming upon judgment. Also, we knowing our salvation at the door. So we're going to constantly see these things left and right, like a domino effect. Mischief behind mischief, rumor upon rumor, events after events, right before the great and glorious return of Yahweh. By Hashem, we've seen rumors of war. Things are constantly picking up. Things are escalating. We'll rejoice because we almost knowing that we at the end of this thing. Through much tribulation, ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. We knowing Jacob's trouble is at the door. So we knowing that we're living in the end time, real time. So let's go to our last and final script. So let's go here to 1 Peter chapter 4. We'll close out here. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7. And it reads that, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So we know that the end of this temporal world, is at hand. Esau is the end of this earth thing, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow, which in fact is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. That's why we got to be have a sober mind, a stable mind. Also watching. And also praying without ceasing. And one thing about it, be circumspect, knowing what time that we're living in, knowing who your true power is, knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? Also knowing who the enemy is. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we are living in these times. We're living in the last days. You know what I'm saying? Esau reign. The end is at hand. You know what I mean? It's at the door. It's a long time coming. That's why we got to keep praying, keep watching, keep the faith, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to show up and do a mighty work. So we seeing that we're here. We seeing what's going on in Texas. We already got rumors of all sorts of civil war all around the place. Also, we know that this solar eclipse is coming in April. I think April the 8th. And also we know that the Passover is fast approaching in a couple of weeks. So a lot of things is constantly happening. We are rejoicing. The Lord is constantly making it happen. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. We're seeing that these things going to constantly pick up. And once again, we're not ignorant of Satan's device, of his agenda, his plan. You know what I'm saying? You know, we already know that plot. What is that plot? The NWO. We already know it is coming fast approaching. So we're seeing all these things here. So let's read this once again. We'll close out. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7 said, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we saying, hey man, these things are constantly happening. You know, we knowing, hey man, that we're here. We're seeing that these things gonna constantly pick up left and right. So rejoice ye heaven. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Watchman Report, Texas Wildfires. So I like to say shalom to all our Salaki. I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rekak Kodash. I like to say shalom, shalom, shalom.